Alright guys, this is Aaron, aka Biking Punk. I'm going to kind of walk through the MS-8's setup functions pretty quickly and hopefully illustrate to you guys, basically what it's about and how quick it is. You can set up all 4 seats in your car. I'm actually just going to do just the driver's seat because it's, there's really no point in showing the other seats. It's all the same. So with that said, we'll start it up. And for anybody wondering, I'm running the Pioneer 7 or Z110 Bluetooth head unit. So there's the JBL logo, and I've already set it up once, so what I'm going to do is start all over. So it may take me a second to kind of fumble through, but what we'll do is we'll go through calibration to setup, and hopefully you guys can read this pretty good. It's kind of a cheap camera, so it is what it is. So we'll do input-output setup first. I know Andy and Adam on DIY have said that you don't have to do this if you're running an aftermarket head unit, but I kind of just want to for the heck of it and just to show you guys what's going on, so we will. Blah 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 blah. This says it'll erase my settings since I've already set everything up once. That's fine. Okay, it says to insert CD into head unit and press play. I've actually already done this, so I'm just going to change sources over. That's the voice recognition button. Get past that. Go to disk. Okay, and then now I'm going to continue. And it says input signal is none, signal noisy, signal level low. Okay, so we'll turn it up. And the noise you hear is actually the fan in my head unit. So signal level is still low. I'll go a little bit higher. It says level okay, signal okay, okay. Now let's go up a little bit higher to see what happens, and you can actually, I don't know if you can tell it, but the screen is flashing on the MS-8. That's because I think it's continually checking the signal coming in. Signal level's too high, so we'll bring it back down to about 31 out of 40 on my head unit. So signal level okay, so we'll continue. And right now it says acquiring. Okay, now it tells me to remove the head unit or the CD from the head unit, turn the volume down. So let's just say I've done that. I'm going to switch sources back over to something else. Go back to the iPod or something. And I'm going to turn my volume down so you guys don't have to hear the CD spinning up. Okay, now it says continue. Now we'll actually walk over through the set over for the crossover. So what I'm going to do is move this camera around a little bit and try to zoom in or zoom into the MS-8 screen, so you guys can see it hopefully a little bit better. So we'll leave it right there for now. Okay, I got the remote. This is the remote. Those are my 2 awesome fingers. I've got 5 fingers actually, but these are the only 2 that you're going to see today. So anyway, sub crossover. I actually have 2 subs, but it's on 1 channel, so I'm going to say 1. Okay, Subsonic Filter. I'm running infinite baffle, so 20 Hertz is fine. We can go with a 6 dB through 24 dB per octave slopes. I'm going to set 6 just because I have infinite baffle and they can play that low. So I'm going to start off with a default for 80, but what you can see here for the sub front crossover is that I can go in increments of 1, and if I hold the button down it'll jump in tens, which is pretty cool. But like I said, we'll start back at 80. So 80, front slope 24, front setup. Okay, I'm running a throughway front setup. My low to mid, which would be my mid bass to mid range, I'm going to set the crossover to about maybe 260 just for fun. 24 dB slope. Now this is my mid to high, which is the mid range to tweeter, so I'm going to go up to about 43 because my 12Ms will play that pretty cleanly off axis, so we'll try that. 24 dB slope again. Center, I don't have one, so I'll say none. Sides, I don't have any, so I'll say none. Rear, I've got one, my wife doesn't think I do, so I'm going to say none. Done. So 7 crossovers used, which is accurate because I'm really only running 7 channels. Channel selection 1, what I want to do is I want to name that my front left high because that's my tweeter. Channel 2 is my front right high, it's my front right tweeter. Channel 3 is going to be my front left mid range. Channel 4 is going to be my front right mid range. And just to keep everybody up to date, I'm controlling this all with the remote. So channel 5 is going to be my front left mid bass. So I'll go to front left low. Channel 6 is my front right mid bass. So I'll front right low. Channel 7 is going to be my sub. So sub 1. I don't have a channel 8. I'm not going to put anything for that. Actually, I did the other night. I hit enter because I thought maybe I could somehow assign none to that channel, but you can't, and if you do that, I haven't figured out a way to back out of the controls. So just skip whatever channel you're not going to use. I'm sure there's a way to get out of it, but I don't know how, so like I said, I would just skip it. Output diagnostics front left. Okay. Okay, that's right. So it's checking my front left, now my front right, and that's correct. My sub. Okay, that's correct. So I'm going to go to done. Now it says speaker configuration complete, so I'm going to go continue. And this is where you got to set up the MS-8 volume versus the head unit volume. What I've been doing, the setup, as you'll see, is really fast. This video is taking a little bit longer because I'm having to explain it, but once you go through it one time, it'll probably take you 5 minutes tops to do the whole thing. So I've toyed around and I've found that the volume set up around 30 to 32 for my system is probably pretty accurate. They would like you to set the volume, I believe, at 20 if you're running the MS-8 amp, and above 20 if you're running aftermarket amps, and I believe somebody said around negative 40. But like I said, I'm going with 32, so it is what it is. Let's go on.